This is Kunle Amzat Studio, Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
CDS deploys troops, drones to stop Oyo kidnappings. Wuraola Yusuff emerges as court candidate for Oyo governorship poll. Sweeney says a former SNP chief executive Peter Morell's embezzlement was betrayal. Iran war life update. Tensions arise as Iran threatens to retaliate against US strikes. Zimbabwe coach sent message to Super Eagles ahead of Unity Cup clash. And now the details. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, has ordered the deployment of special forces and aerial surveillance assets to Oyo State following a recent kidnapping incident in the state, as he assured residents that the troops would maintain a relentless posture until the perpetrators are brought to account and the region's security is completely restored. Speaking with a journalist today during a briefing on the military's activities for May, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Michael Onoja, said the Armed Forces of Nigeria acknowledged the security concerns in Oyo and expressed sympathy to the affected families, the government, and the residents of the state. Major General Onoja said the CDS directed a comprehensive security reinforcement in the affected areas through the deployment of advanced aerial surveillance platforms and specialized ground troops working in collaboration with the relevant state authorities, noting that ongoing operations had already started yielding useful intelligence, adding that the troops would sustain aggressive operations until those responsible for the kidnappings are apprehended. Excitement filled the air as Alhaji Wuraola Yusuff emerged the winner of the Accord Party's gubernatorial consensus election. The announcement was made by Deputy National Secretary Honorable Abdurrahman Danladi before a large gathering of party leaders, supporters and well-wishers. Agidigbo FM's Abiodun Oloyede reports from the scene of the event. Olamide Badmos brings the report.
Abdurrahman Orioni Amgad haven't satisfied all requirements. Is hereby declared winner.
There was a joyful atmosphere at the Accord Party's gubernatorial consensus election as Alhaji Wuraola Yusuff was declared winner by Deputy National Secretary Honorable Abdurrahman Danladi. Party supporters and well-wishers gathered in large numbers to witness the announcements. Announcing the results, Honorable Danladi described the process as peaceful and successful, noting that Yusuff's margins followed agreement and support among party stakeholders after CP Fatai Owoseni stepped down and Olakunle Busari, popularly known as Gudugudu, was disqualified. Honorable Danladi further said the consensus arrangement was aimed at promoting unity, cooperation and progress within the party. Supporters erupted in applause as the declaration was made official.
We found Dr. Hamzat Wuraola Abdurrahman as the authentic and the one that won his own primaries. In my own capacity as the returning officer of our great party, I hereby declare Abdurrahman Hamzat Wuraola as the standing bearer of our great party to contest for our election, that is the 2027 governorship election.
Speaking with Agidigbo FM News, Alhaji Yusuff appreciated party supporters, Mrs. Ajaja, and members of other political parties who backed his ambition.
The certificate I received is not for me, it's not for my family, it's for you. You asked me to go and struggle to get it for you. The certificate is here now. It is now your turn to tell me that truly you are the one that sent me. I am not a desperate candidate, but I determined to serve my people. I did all what I supposed to do during the screening. I'm a party man from the day I joined Accord.
The event ended with praise, celebration, and renewed hope among party faithful. Olamide Badmus, Agidigbo FM News.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has felicitated the Muslim Ummah and the state and across the country on the occasion of the Eid al-Adha 2026. He also congratulated them on witnessing the all-important festival known as Festival of Sacrifice, as he prayed to God to preserve their lives to witness more years in good health and abiding wealth. The governor called on the Muslim Ummah in Oyo State to use the opportunity of the Eid al-Kabir to pray more for the state, Nigeria, and the leaders, and equally rallied them to pray for the government as it continues the effort to rescue abducted Orire teachers and pupils. Governor Makinde also charged all residents of the state to be vigilant during and after the Salah festival, stating that it has become quite important for everyone to be more security conscious than ever before as the country battles banditry and kidnapping. He also reassured that his administration will continue to serve the interest of the people and remain on the trajectory of securing the state and its people while moving them into greater economic prosperity. Meanwhile, as the Muslims around the world prepare for Ileya, also known as Eid al-Adha, many families are facing fluctuating market prices amid the current economic situation. The market prices of rams, of food items, and cost of transportation have made it difficult for many people to prepare for the festival as they did in the previous years. In this report, Agidigbo FM News correspondent Abiodun Loide spoke with buyers and sellers to understand how the economy is affecting this year's Ileya celebration. Here's the report.
Is a major Muslim celebration where many families sacrifice a ram in remembrance of Prophet Ibrahim's obedience to Allah. However, in the ancient city of Ibadan, the prices of rams and other food items have increased beyond the previous year. Many families now find it challenging to afford big rams as they used to in previous years. Due to current market prices, transportation costs, and the rising cost of feeding animals, ram sellers have also increased their prices. In many markets, even small rams are now expensive, making buyers adjust their budgets. Speaking with Agidigbo FM, a young Nigerian, Mr. Mubarak, who want to buy a ram, shared what he experienced with ram this year.
The situation of economy in this Nigeria is, let me say, is more worse than the other time, because the ram we are buying this time around is more expensive than the one we bought last year, because last year one was little bit lesser than this year.
In an interview with Agidigbo FM, Mr. Nurene Abdulaziz, a ram seller at Amuloko, explained the challenges they faced with customers in terms of sales.
I sell ram here in Amuloko in our local government. The reason why ram is expensive this period of time is that the money we use to import them is highly expensive. We have no choice than to add money to it so that we can have our own gain.
A well-meaning Nigerian, Oluwatosin, shared his own experience with the current price of commodities.
I have tried my best to manage and get a small ram for me and my family, but unfortunately, it is too expensive.
The economy has made Ileya preparations more challenging for many people, especially when it comes to buying rams. Nevertheless, the true meaning of Ileya is not about buying the biggest ram, but about faith, sacrifice, love, and helping others. Muslims are encouraged to celebrate according to their ability and remember those who are less privileged with unity, understanding, and gratitude. Abiodun Oloyede, Agidigbo FM News.
Now it is time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Kalai Amza Studio, Agidigbo FM, United Kingdom. I am Zikrot Fasasi. Former SNP Chief Executive Peter Murrell has admitted embezzling more than £400,000 from the party between August 2010 and October 2022 and used the money to buy luxury goods, jewelry, cosmetics, 2 cars and a motorhome. Murrell was arrested in 2023 as part of Operation Branch 4, a police investigation into the funding and finance of the SNP. The First Minister of Scotland, John Swinney, described the crime as a terrible breach of trust and an overwhelming betrayal. He also added that his thoughts are with SNP activists who worked tirelessly to raise funds for the party and the member who gave what they could in the hope it would contribute to a better country. Murrell has thereby pleaded guilty at the High Court in Edinburgh and was remanded in custody. Hottest May Day on record in UK as temperatures past 34 degrees. The UK has recorded its all-time highest May temperature as part of London reached 34.8 degrees yesterday. The mercury is expected to rise further today, with forecasters warning of possible 35-degree heat in part of England. Scotland and Northern Ireland recorded their highest temperatures for 2026 so far yesterday, with 25.5 degrees in Charterhall and 25.8 degrees at Derrylin in County Fermanagh, respectively. However, drivers has been warned not to drop their guard when setting out on a long journeys this week, with vehicle interiors possibly reaching 60 degrees when in the sun, and the general public has been advised to stay hydrated as much as possible. And that ends the news from Kele Amza Studio. Agidigbo FM United Kingdom. I am Zikrot Fasasi.
You're welcome back. We shall also be moving to our Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Amzat Studio, Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya. Tensions remained high between Iran and the United States on Tuesday, threatening to upend fragile diplomacy effort as Iranian officials warned of retaliation after American strikes overnight. Iran's Supreme Leader Mujtaba Amini said in a written statement on Tuesday that a war with the United States had shown that American military bases in the Middle East are no longer safe, while the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said it will respond forcefully to any U.S. strike. The comments were released hours after American military forces conducted what U.S. Central Command said were self-defense strikes in southern Iran. The hostilities have added to the uncertainty surrounding a potential peace deal, with President Donald Trump and his administration offering conflicting signals about the state of play. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Tuesday said talks to end the war were continuing and a deal could take a few days. The military governor of the Democratic Republic of Congo's Ituri province, the epicenter of the current Ebola outbreak, has likened the struggle to contain the spread of the virus to a war for which they are lacking resources to fight. He called for a swift response, including strengthening the capacity of staff to prevent Ituri from descending into catastrophe. Officials say there are more than 900 suspected cases of Ebola and 223 suspected deaths since the outbreak was declared on May 15. The World Health Organization, WHO, said the disease may be spreading faster than originally thought and has declared a public health emergency of international concern. And that is the news from Kuliamzat Studio at Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya.
And now in the exciting world of sport. Zimbabwe's head coach Kaitano Tembo has sent a message to Nigeria ahead of the 2026 Unity Cup clash in Charlton. Nigeria and Zimbabwe will face off in the first semi-final match come 7:30 p.m. today for a chance to play in the final come Friday. The Super Eagles of Nigeria are the defending champions, having won the 2025 edition by defeating the Reggae Boys of Jamaica in the final on penalties. Zimbabwe's head coach Kaitano Tembo raised in Nigeria as one of the best teams in Africa as the four-nation tournament featuring Nigeria, India, Zimbabwe and Jamaica is scheduled for May 26 to 30. To wrap up the news this evening, here is a recap of the headlines. CDS deploys troops, drones to stop Oyo kidnappings. Oriyomi Hamzat emerges a code candidate for Oyo governorship poll. Sweeney says a former SNP chief executive Peter Murrell's embezzlement was betrayal. Tensions arise as Iran threatens to retaliate against U.S. strikes. Zimbabwe coach sends a message to Super Eagles ahead of Unity Cup clash.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo88.7fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news stories and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
And before we go this evening, here is a quick tip. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM Ibadan. I am Wuraola Yusuff. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information.